Greetings from Snake Mountain Boat Works on Thursday, August 10, 2023. Here she is, our 1953 15-foot Penn Yan Captivator Aristocrat. We have at this point stripped all of the finishes down to bare wood on her entire exterior. Her hull sides, her bottom, her splash rail, her decks, covering boards, and transom. Guess what? Save for a tiny bit of rot on the inside of the transom, way at the bottom, which is pretty typical of wooden-hulled pleasure boats. There's a little bit of rot. We'll have to replace that very bottommost frame member across the transom. But other than that, this boat is as tight. The Striptite is as it was when the boat left the Penn Yan factory in 1953. If you look at the hull sides, the Striptite construction shows no separations, no shrinkages. Every other Penn Yan Striptite hull we've done shows significant, particularly in the bottom, shows significant shrinkage of the planks, and these seams all open. If you look back through earlier Penn Yan preservation projects, you'll see we were using mountains of ThixoFlex to fill these seams in a desperate effort to keep the boat from leaking like a sieve. Now, we do see all of the original copper nail heads. We will fill and fair all of those with the only product we know of that is appropriate, 3M Premium Marine Filler. I've had a number of inquiries recently challenging me to explain why you would not use 3M 5200. Well, you would not use 3M 5200 because once it cures, it becomes a stone and it cannot flex as the wood moves, and wood moves. Even once we've heavily sealed it with Smith's clear penetrating epoxy sealer, there's still some slight movement. 3M 5200 has one purpose. It is an adhesive. It is not a sealant. It is not a filler. Put it on the shelf and get the right product. So our next step here will, in fact, be to begin filling and fairing the countersinks in the bottom. We always release splash rails because it's very, very common that we find that water has infiltrated here. And here's a slight opening. That's all it takes, especially on the underside, where you have hydraulic pressure working against you and driving moisture down in behind this spray rail. So we take them off. That way we can finish them off the boat. On the hull sides, we can finish the varnishing right up to and behind where this will go back on, so you don't get that annoying little streak of dull varnish. One of the options she has is the suction bilge that Penn Yan used on many of its boats. And if you look at the transom now, you see that it's really in excellent shape. These are the the lift handles, this is where her 30 horsepower Evinrude Lark outboard will be mounted. This is that little thin brass protection strip so that when the boat gets dragged anywhere, we're not beating on the cedar. We are in fact sliding over that protection strip. So we will begin fairing the bottom and then sealing it heavily with clear penetrating epoxy sealer. We will not, in this case, be releasing the keel. It's just in excellent shape. It's very tight. Any place where we see a suspect section, I was just looking at this, we will probably, most likely, pay a fillet of ThixoFlex in this seam right along this section, the other side as well. Look at that stem. The stem looks like it just came out of the factory. And the decks are the same way. We'll get to those later. So that's our update on Thursday, August 10, 2023, on our 1953 15-foot Penn Yan Captivator Aristocrat. Thank you so much. Bye-bye for now from Snake Mountain Boat Works.